Hi, my name is Bianca and this is my YouTube channel all about cross stitch, she.bee.stitching, and welcome back. Today is Sunday, December 15th, and I think it's been a few weeks since my last video. I should have checked before I started recording, but yeah, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I have a few things to talk about today. Since it is so close to the holidays, I decided to record today because I'm not going to have time to record in the next few weeks. So, yep, let's get started. I have quite a few things to talk about. I have my notes over here to the side in case you see me looking down. So the first thing that I want to talk about is my Christmas ornament finish. So I am part of a cross stitch meetup group here, and every year they get together and exchange Christmas ornaments that they make themselves, so cross stitch ornament. Last year I made a gumdrop house on perforated paper. This year I decided to stitch on regular 18 count Aida. So yeah, let me just show you that. This is my Christmas woodpecker. I can't remember the name of the designer. I know I got this pattern from Cross Stitch magazine. It might have been just Cross Stitch. I'm not sure. When I find the pattern, I will put the description in down below. And I did make a few color changes. So I think these two elements were supposed to be the same color, but I made this, and I think this is 666 etoile, and then I changed the snowflakes to be a light blue etoile. I don't know if you can see how shiny that is, but then I made the Christmas trees green, and then I put etoile in for like the little tinsel on them. And then this is just rickrack that my friend Michelle found at our local craft shop. This is my first time like mounting something like this. So this is like a puffy board, sticky mount board. So I've put something on the sticky board before, but this has like styrofoam in it, so it's not like completely flat. And then I finished the back with some glitter felt. I am not the best finisher. That's why I usually just stick everything in a frame, which is cheating if you want to call it cheating. But yeah, getting the corners down to be like all smooth was really hard and difficult for me to do. This was also my first time using Eileen's tacky glue, so that was also a learning curve. But yeah, I'm pleased with this. I think it's really cute. Yes, my finishing needs a little bit of work, but I think this is gonna look really cute on someone's wall for Christmas. Okay, so that was my first finish. My second finish is a really teeny tiny one. So at my local craft store, one of the designers that has a shop inside the store, she hosts a whips and sips for us on Thursdays, and everybody was just making fun of my friend Michelle and I, because we started working on our ornaments, the one that I just showed you. We started working on our ornaments in like the summer, so maybe like June or July, because we wanted to get a head start. Last year we were fumbling to like the last minute to finish ours, and this year we were determined to not do that, and I think I finished this ornament like 2 weeks ago, so still cutting it pretty close. But yeah, so I decided to make her an ornament because she kept making fun of us about it. And here he is. He's a tiny little dinosaur. This is 18 count black Aida. And this is so small, you guys. I wish I had like a quarter or something to show you. Here's my thumb, and that's how tiny it is. It's like the size of my thumb. And I'm not a tall person. I don't have like huge hands. But yeah, so this is how tiny he is. I do regret not putting something behind the Aida and then putting the ribbon behind the Aida, and then another like layer of felt. This is felt, so I literally just glued this onto felt, and I hate how you can see the ribbon through it, and then you can see, now you can see on camera, I can see that you can see the glue, but he's cute. He's wearing a little Santa hat. That is so cute. And his little scarf. Again, I put his little hat is in a toile, his scarf's in a toile. So yeah, she loves dinosaurs, so that's why I decided to make her a tiny little dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, I'm learning a lot this year about finishing, so you can see the glue right around it. So I think if I would have, yeah, I can't take it off. So if I would have backed the Ada and then put it on this red, that would have been much better. And then this is the same glitter felt that I backed the other one with. Yeah. Okay, that's my second finish. And then the third finish, I actually have a pattern to show you. And this was a, let's see, nobody knew I was working on this project except for like my mom and my husband. So my friend Michelle and I, okay, this has a long backstory. My friend Michelle and I went to Cross Stitch Retreat last year, and she won this pattern called Stitcher's Retreat House by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. Let me just show you what that looks like. Sorry, I should have taken this out of the plastic. I feel like I say that every single video, that I should have taken it out of the plastic. Okay, so she won this pattern, and then I won like this ginormous Dimension Santa pattern. And I'm not a Christmas fan. I'm never going to stitch a Santa. So she graciously asked me if I wanted to swap with her, and I said, sure, why not? So last year, I was supposed to be moving to go live in Korea for a year and for 2 years, and I ended up not going. So I started stitching this because I thought I was going to be moving. So I think I managed to finish like half of the border that goes around. And then I found out I wasn't moving. So I was like, great, I have a whole bunch of time to make this pattern. And then I decided to stitch it for her birthday. So her birthday was on Thursday, which was the 12th. So December 12th was her birthday. And I had been stitching on this secretly for like the past 5 months maybe. So let me just show you what it looks like. So I'm really, really happy with how this came out. It's also like a very awkward size. I think I had to go to Michael's to get this frame, and I think it's like a 12 by 12. And here she is. Oh, sorry about the glare. You can see my ceiling fan. There we go. So where friendships are formed with needle and thread. And then I customized the two little women here. So that's supposed to be me, and then that's supposed to be my friend Michelle. And of course, I made myself wearing an all black dress because I usually wear all black. But so a lot of color changes in this and a lot of mistakes. But I'm really, really happy with how this came out. This is on 14 count Ada. It's that printed Ada that you can find, the DMC printed Ada that's like colored. I'm not sure why this piece wasn't like super marbled. And another thing about it is that I'm pretty sure my fabric is like stretched. So like my line in this house, like the line isn't straight. So I had a real problem like trying to frame it. But yeah, I can't believe how long it took me to finish this. I also discovered / realized that I am not a 3-strand person anymore. I am over the 3 strands. 2 strands or 1 is for me. So I don't know if I'm ever going to stitch on 14 count willingly again. But yeah. Literally, I was working on this slowly. So for the first few months, I was doing like 1 strand, 2 strands a week to make a tiny bit of progress. But the last month, I was putting in work, guys. I was determined to finish it like Thanksgiving weekend, and I think I finished it on Thanksgiving Day or like the day after. I can't remember. But I stayed up really late like working on that. So on Black Friday, I was able to go... Yep, so I finished it Thanksgiving Day because I went on Black Friday to get the frame. So the timing of that was really... I don't know. it worked out. She was really happy with it, and I just can't believe that I finished it, and I was able to customize our two little people in there. So, okay, enough about that. I have a few whips to talk about. Let me just get comfy. Okay, so the first whip I want to talk about is my Memento Mori by Sewing Starfish. And that is what it's gonna look like when she's finished. And I know I just said that I am over the 14 count. Oops, hold on. Yep, so I said I'm over the 14 count Aida, but this is on 14 count Aida. And last time I was on here, I had put in like 2 letters. And, oops, I need something to put behind it. Here is where we are now. Yeah. I'm excited. So I finished the whole top memento. And she is a genius with her shading because there's not that many colors in this, but you can totally tell that this little guy's 3D. He looks 3D, and then the letters look like balloons. So I am super excited about this progress. I am going on a trip next week. So this week is going to be super busy. I have like a social engagement every day for like the next week, starting yesterday. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any stitching in, but I'm really excited with how much I've done. Yeah, maybe I can get a few more letters in before the end of the year. We'll see. Yeah, how cute. Really excited to finish this. Okay, the next project. Okay, the next project I want to talk about is Good and Everything by Rosewood Manor. And this is what she is going to look like when she is finished. This is a really big project. And last time I was on here, I had finished the words. I finished this first tree and then these 2 birds and like the branches like to here. So last time, I think last time I was on here, I had finished like this much. And now, ta-da! So, let's see, let me fold this way. I decided to go straight down to see where the bottom of the fabric was. And let me tell you what. So, another story. So this project, I knew it was going to be big, okay? So I had this piece of fabric. And I think this is the size that the fabric came in, and I did the measurements and I said, okay, it's gonna fit on there. The margins are gonna be like 1 inch all around or whatever, but it'll be enough. Guys, tell me why I got to the bottom and I was so confused because I was like, that's weird. Why do I have so much extra space down there? I swear I wasn't gonna have that much space. So then I remeasured everything. And I'm going to be so close to the edge. I think not even half an inch. I don't even think I'm going to have half an inch from the edge. So I'm really worried about that. I don't know how this happened again after my Halloween at Huckleberry Hollow incident. So I'm going to take this to work and have my friend Michelle measure it just in case. I don't know if I might be off or whatever, but I measured it like 3 times and I'm like, how is this not gonna fit? So I'm really mad about that. And I was looking at the pattern. So if I don't have enough, I'm gonna have to cut it. Like cut the last 3 trees from the first row. Cut this tree here, these birds, and then maybe fudge like this tree. Maybe I'll have enough. Maybe I'll have enough for this tree. And then just cut like the rest off so it doesn't look weird. I don't know. I don't know how I did that. But yeah, so that's as far as I got before I realized that I made a grave mistake. And I also did change like the color to this 823. I've never used this color before, and it's just sitting in my stash, and I really, really like how this came out, this navy. Also, some of the color choices in here are kind of weird, but I'm just going with it. And yeah, I think that's enough. This is 20 count Aida that I tea dyed myself, and I'm using 1 strand, and I think it makes it look really cute and dainty. And yeah, so there's that. Okay, the next project that I want to talk about, I don't have a cover photo for this one. I showed it in my last video. So this is a thread poetic pattern, and you can find him on Etsy. He just actually got back onto Etsy. So I found him on Instagram, and he was on Etsy, but I think he was having like some problems with them. And then he was off Etsy, but he's back on there now. And I think his shop still might be having a sale right now. So I highly recommend going over there and picking up some of his charts. So the one that I am working on is a quote from a System of a Down song. And the quote is, "And if you die, I want to die with you." So I am doing this on 18 count black Aida with, I think it's 816 étoile, 1 strand. And last time I was on here, I think I had finished maybe like the top half of the first skeleton, and now this is where I am at. You guys, I love this so much. Oh, you can see how sparkly it is. Look. Wow. It looks even it looks better on camera than it does like to me in person right now, because I just keep seeing like all the missing areas. I'm not focusing on like what's done with the negative space. Yeah. So I have 1 whole half complete, and I started the bottom of the second, like the chest and the neck, the spine going up here. So this is coming up real quick. I'm stitching this 1 strand. Yeah, so 1 strand, and I feel like it's stitching up much faster, and it's smaller than I thought it was. So there's going to be like filigree around here and a quote. So I'm for sure going to finish this within the next couple months. And look how sparkly. Yay. I'm so glad I went with the 12 for this. So I keep talking about a toile, I feel like, because I bought like the whole set of the toile, the tin set on Amazon, and I'm finding an excuse to use a color in like every project I'm working on now. And the fact that this entire thing is going to be in a toile, I love it. Also, this is my first time using like these Morgan hoops, and they're on sale right now on 123 Stitch, so I think I'm going to purchase another one just because I really, really like it. Okay, let's see. Thread poetic. Let's talk about my Halloween at Hawthorne Hollow next. So my goal for this year was to finish the top row, and I finished that, I think, in October. I can't remember. So I think I finished the top row in October, and then I was thinking about taking a break until next year so I could get like so I can have like 1 whole year to work on the second row. But I figured, you know what? This square here has a ton of work. And then obviously after that is like the witches block. So I decided to get a head start on this. So again, that's what it's supposed to look like. And I decided to start with the little ship in there. Hold this. And I got quite a bit done. So I think I worked on this for like, that's my dog snoring if you can hear him. I worked on this for like 2 or 3 days, and I managed to finish like the whole ship. And yeah. This is 16 count Aida that I tea dyed myself. I really wish I would have stitched this on 18 count because I just like 18 count more. But yeah. I think this is a really good head start to get me ahead for next year on this block. So if I'm doing 4 blocks in 1 year, I have 3 months to work on each block. So I think that's plenty of time. But the fact that I have like this head start makes me feel much better about it. So let me show you what this all looks like so far. Yeah, that looks, yeah. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna try to fit something else in this corner up here. But if you watch Eat My Oxygen, Eat My Oxygen is her Instagram handle, and I Swear I Am Stitching is her YouTube channel. So she's done like so much. She's almost done, I think. So she has one video that I haven't seen yet, so I have no idea if she's finished it or has she finished it. You guys, I don't know. I've been so scrambled like the past couple weeks with everything that's going on. But yeah, she's either done or like super close to being done with her Halloween at Hawkwood Hollow. So go check out her video. But yeah, so that's how much further I have to go. It's huge. That's how much further I have to go. But I'm good with it. I'm happy with it. I'm still letting go of the margin mess up, but that's fine. It's my first huge project. And I'm just trucking along little by little. Okay. And then the last project I have to talk about is Halloween Quicker by Lila Studio. And that's what that looks like. Again, I wish I would have taken it out of bag for you. You know what's really funny is when you see people like holding up the pattern or the project and all you see is like one eye because they're trying to make sure that they're in frame. I find myself doing that a lot. So big props to all the people that are like professional YouTubers. So I decided to start down here in this corner. And I still haven't cut my fabric. So this is 18 count fabric that I dyed myself, and I showed you guys like this big huge piece I think like 2 videos ago. And this project is still in the hoop because I only worked on it for like 1 day. So last time I was on here, I just had like this little tree, and then I started on the side of the house. So yep, just a little bit more progress. This is also going to be a long haul project, so no rush. I know it's going to take me forever. And stitching on this, so this was 18 count when I dyed it, and I feel like it shrunk a little bit, so seeing the holes is a lot more difficult. And it's also because it's dyed purple with the black over it. Some of the areas where I was stitching was like really dark, so I couldn't tell where I was stitching. And I'm doing this again, so this is 18 count, and I started it with, you can see right here on this edge that I did like test with 1 and 2 strands, and I felt like the 2 strands looked a little bit better, but now that I'm stitching with it, it's like really annoying. It's like, it feels so thick to like pull through, and I don't know if that's because I'm used to stitching with 1 strand on my Thread Poetic project, if it's because of that, or I just haven't stitched 2 strands on 18 count in a long time. But I'm kind of regretting using the 2 strands, and I feel like I should have gone with 1. But I mean, it looks good, right? I feel like it looks like really opaque. I don't know. Sometimes I want my X's to show, and then sometimes I want it to be like super thick and opaque where you can't tell. And then I like looking at it from the side to see like how thick, how like poofy the stitches are. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep trucking along. I feel like this thing is huge, and I know a lot of people are stitching on this right now. I can't remember who it is that's doing a stitch along, but I don't know, the more that I see, the more that I look at this pattern, the more I'm kind of like not wanting to stitch all of it, which makes me feel really guilty, because it's such a really nice pattern, but I don't know what's throwing me off. I think it's like the colors. I think it's the pops of color on here. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I was thinking about stitching it all in 310. Or, no, sorry, not 310. I can't remember what color purple that I chose. But I was planning on doing like the called for colors in the little village down at the bottom. And then, sorry, let me take this out. So I was planning on doing the village here in the called for colors, but then changing all the colors of the motifs. So I'm thinking about doing this with like a really bright purple, like an electric purple, because it's gonna come off of my fabric. You know what? Let me see. Do I have the color down here? Yes. I do have the color. So I have the variegated 102, and I feel like this is coming off. This will be nice. Oops, sorry. Why am I holding it like that? I don't know, maybe like a lilac, a bright purple. I was thinking about doing like the really big motif in the corner with this one. And then maybe doing the variegated thread. Let's see what color is this. 108 or 51. And doing some of the other motifs in this color. I don't know. And then I have a couple skeins of 740. So this is super bright. And I feel like, yeah, that is a good contrast. So let's see if I did some 102. Holding it upside down against this. I don't know. I shouldn't be messing with the pattern that's as big as this one because I mean all the work is already done for me, so why create more work for myself? I really like seeing how people make color changes on their projects because I like to think that I am creative. I am creative enough to do that, and sometimes I'm just tired and I just want to follow the pattern. Again, here's another look at this big, huge piece of fabric that I'm really happy with. So, let's fold all this back up. I promise I will cut this fabric eventually. I don't know, like I said, I still haven't decided if I'm going to do this entire project or not. Maybe I should have started in the other corner instead of the bottom corner with the little haunted house, because now I feel like if I would have started with that big motif, it would have made me feel better about changing the colors or whatever. It's fine. Okay, so that's one last look. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and that's all I have to talk about today. I know I said this video was going to be short, and I've been talking for like 28 minutes now. The next video that I am going to film is probably going to be a whip parade in January. I need to go back through all my videos, and I need to reorganize all of my cross-stitch stuff. So I organized my binders that have all my patterns in them, but I didn't organize like my projects. And I have this very, very bad habit of not putting projects back in their bags. So I need to go through all the bags that I have, like all those Amazon plastic bags. I need to go through all of those and see what's lurking in the shadows, because I know that I started some stuff in January and I don't think I've touched it since then. And that is not okay. So squirrel brain, I guess. I don't know. I also want to tally like how many things I actually finished this year. so I can, you know, make progress for next year. Next year, I am planning on being on a no buy for everything January, February, and March. And then I'm trying to be on a no buy for cross stitch stuff until May. And then, yeah, until May. So no buy on cross stitch things until May because I really want to get some projects finished and I really want to start a lot of projects. I bought so many patterns this year and I haven't even started them and it makes me feel really sad and guilty. So when I was going through my my pattern binders, I was like, wow, when did I buy this? Like, oh, I totally forgot about this. Like, you know, it's bad when you forget that you bought a couple patterns, a few patterns, 4 patterns, 5 patterns, until you see them again and you're just like, well, I think I bought that in like February and I never started it. So I don't have the excuse that I don't have the fabric and I don't have the excuse that I don't have the thread, the floss, because if you saw my last video, I did a huge haul at an Embroiderers Guild sale. So yeah, no excuses. Okay, back to what I was talking about. So in January, I will do a like a whip parade / projects I want to do for next year. Um, and I think that will set like have me how should I say this? I think that will set me up for success for next year. So if you are doing a no buy, if you're doing a no buy for cross stitch stuff or whatever, like let me know. I know a lot of things are getting really sketchy and scary in this economy. I know a lot of people are uncertain about what's going to happen with wages and the cost of living. So yeah, this is a safe space if you want to talk about it. You can find me on Instagram at she.bee.stitching 714. And yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. Hopefully you have a nice holiday break if you get one, or if you get some time off to rest and reset for the new year. And I will see you next time. Bye.